If you asked a child in the 90s what their favorite sport was, they would most likely say soccer. But if you gave them a second option, almost certainly they would tell you that their dream was to be a Formula One driver. The 90s were the peak of Brazilians' passion for motorsport, and who doesn't miss Ayrton Senna's victories in those classic Formula One races back in the 90s? But this story starts much earlier, and in today's video you'll get to know a line of watches that celebrates Brazilians' passion for the racetrack. So my dear friends, fasten your 4-point seatbelts and get ready, because today gasoline takes over GMT-3 once again. Peace. Greetings and complications, my dear friends. Welcome to another video on our channel. You know where you are. You are on the biggest channel in the world about watchmaking in Portuguese here on YouTube. Welcome to GMT-3. Like this video, comment, subscribe, become part of our family, and feel very welcome. As I said at the beginning of the video, today we will have a watch straight from the racetracks. If you like watches that are all about this racing style, you're going to see one today. The TERRANOVA watch family pays tribute to crucial moments in our history on the racetracks. There are some interesting facts here that you might not even know. For example, did you know that Brazil once had a Formula One team? That's right, in today's video we're going to talk about that. TERRANOVA started out not very long ago. The great Douglas, who's always around here, a regular on GMT-3, even joined us on a podcast where he shared a bit about his story with TERRANOVA and his aspirations. I invite you to check out that video later. He also talks a bit there about his passion for motorsports. And that passion is reflected in these machines that we're going to check out today. Today you'll get to know TERRANOVA's Automobilista family. Like I said, a family of watches that recalls that golden era, that passion Brazilians have for motorsports. And here each model has its own distinct inspiration. These are watches that each have their own identity with these colors, and each one refers to an icon from our racetracks. And we're going to start in chronological order. Here we have the beginning of the line, which came with 3 versions: TERRANOVA, Auto 72, and then came Auto 83. Then the Auto 91, which is up here, and then the Automobilista Carbono, another new release here from TERRANOVA. Leandro, why do these watches have these colors? First, I'll explain to you the reason for the colors, then we'll get into the specifications of each watch, and look how cool this is. This little guy here, the Auto 72, makes a reference, a nod to the era of Fittipaldi, to Emerson Fittipaldi, the first Brazilian Formula One champion in 1972 with Lotus. He also raced for the only Brazilian Formula One team that has ever existed to this day, the Copersucar Fittipaldi team. In fact, this watch here has the colors of the car that Fittipaldi raced. Take a look at the colors of this car. Check out the shade of yellow, the other colors from the advertisements, and then we'll take a look here at Auto 72. And you can see all these references here on this watch. It turned out simply extraordinary. I'll show you its close-ups in a moment. After the 72, the second Formula One champion in our country came along, which was Nelson Piquet in 1983. And here is the Auto 83. This watch, just to make a note, Alain from 7x7X7 gave a watch like this to Nelson Piquet himself. And he was extremely happy to have received this watch. He even gave Douglas permission to create a special Nelson Piquet edition, so that reference turned out really cool. This is the moment when the tribute meets the person being honored. Alain's participation was really cool. It turned out great, and now you can check it out. Check out the scenes from this memorable meeting, right? Piquet receiving the watch that honors him. The references to Nelson Piquet's car, which was a 1983 Brabham BMW, were also really cool here. And it had the colors, right, from Parmalat, which are referenced here in this model. There's also another reference in this watch here that I think is simply extraordinary. The chronograph, minute counter, and hour counter hands are shaped like the teardrop on Nelson Piquet's helmet. Watch is simply full of references and really telling the story of Brazilian passion in the form of a watch. After 83, Auto 91. And here we have a nod to Ayrton Senna. Here we have the colors of McLaren. And also here are the colors that we used to see on Ayrton Senna's helmet, for example. And the watch turned out really beautiful. The typography on each model uses the font from those vintage cars. So you start to see these references and the watches really end up acquiring their own personality. And lastly, here comes the TERRANOVA Carbono. Check out this machine here with the dial. In carbon, it really is the sum of all these passions in a version here with the carbon dial. The watch turned out really cool, really nice. Its inner bezel has a texture like racetrack asphalt. It turned out really nice, man. All these references, there are a few more references that these watches have if you pay attention here to the bezels. Inside you have these tributes to those colors, but you also have here, for example, on the Auto 83, you have those colors there that will remind you of guardrails, that will remind you of those curbs on racetracks. Man, the watch really breathes motorsport. Let's talk a little bit. I know you're already in love with it and now you want to know the size of these guys, right? This little guy, it's 39.5 millimeters, really cool size for a chrono. From lug to lug, it's 47 millimeters, right? Its lugs are shorter, you know? They're closer to the case here. It has a really wearable lug to lug for a watch this size at 39.5 millimeters, and it's 12.5 millimeters thick. It's a little bit taller, and I'll tell you why. It's because of the movement this guy uses in these models. The watch turned out really cool. All the references. All the racetrack references are here. Each watch has its own passion, its own special tribute. And it really gets very hard for you to choose which model here. Anyone passionate about motorsports will definitely want to have all four models there, separated in a little box, and wear a different tribute every day. The watch turned out really beautiful. We not only have these tributes, but of course the whole package, right? It's not just about taking a watch and throwing on some cool colors if the package isn't just as good. And really here Automobilista has all these references and also a lot of built-in quality. TERRANOVA has a really interesting story. And it's that proof that you should start first and then give it your own identity. Douglas started with Copacabana and a lot of people criticized him, but Douglas already knew where he wanted to go. So then came Automobilista, who has all that racing DNA and making references and tributes to Brazilians. Then came Villarica, right? It's such a beautiful model. Then I saw this watch. It's a watch you have to see in person to realize how beautiful it is. So I think TERRANOVA really deserves it. I take my hat off to Douglas because he's really building a brand, a story, and paying tribute to our Brazilian icons. And of course that's worth mentioning and also referencing here in the video. And besides what I said, right, it's an extremely competent product. I've already given you the measurements, now I'll give you some more specifications. The watch has domed sapphire. When sapphire is flat, it has its own price point. When it has a curve, the sapphire is more expensive. That's a detail we notice here in this watch. Its side is very well satin finished, right? It's a very well done finish, both on the side and on the top. And here we have a beautiful, gorgeous sapphire crystal protecting this dial. On the right side of the watch, we have pushers shaped like pistons, right? We're talking about racing watches. And here on the crown, we have a very charming reference to a racing tire. The crown screws down. It's signed not only with the manufacturer's name, TERRANOVA, but also with the model name Automobilista. And here we have a nice tire-inspired detail made of stainless steel. The pushers are also made of stainless steel. Now let's check out the dials. We have all the references to cars, drivers, and periods as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And really each one has its own identity. This watch here, this line, this series, it's powered by the TMI caliber from the Seiko group, the VK67, and it has some differences from the VK used in the previous lines. For example, here we have the minute counter up to 60 minutes. We also have an hour counter here at the 9 o'clock position, and the traditional seconds hand of the watch is at the 6 o'clock position. The watch has a prominent lume presence. You can check it out in the absence of light. It even has lume on the seconds hand. We have a nice date window there at the 3 o'clock position where we can see the white background and the date with the characters painted in black. Right next to the date window we have the TERRANOVA logo, this beautiful rising sun. The name TERRANOVA and the model it refers to, right? The Auto 91, 83 and 72. And also here, Automobilista with this carbon fiber dial, which looks really cool. There are also some colors here next to the sub-dials in this carbon version. Over there, we also have some references to the zebra stripes, right? There too, with the colors of our flag. And on all of them, we have a tachymeter scale written in Portuguese using the fonts from the cars. Really cool, really nice. I liked it a lot. Here is the Automobilista family crest on the back and some more information about each one, about each model. Like there, the fact that the watch is made of stainless steel, the family name, the presence of sapphire crystal. And there, the watch's water resistance is 100 meters, the case back is screwed down. I usually talk about the bracelet first and then move on to the case, but with this guy here, I wanted to do it differently because the bracelets on this watch are a whole different story. TERRANOVA has really been surprising me with, well, maybe not surprising, right? You can't expect anything less from Douglas because he's really improving the models with each new series. But these bracelets and these straps are insanely good quality, man. The collection now includes them, right? You have the option to get the bracelet in stainless steel. And I really like this design here. It's really give a wave over there. Those straps, the bracelets from the 70s, right? They give it a more vintage feel. The watch gets that vintage look. And it's a bracelet of very high quality. Brushed steel, solid links. Here you have adjustments made with screws, and Douglas even sends the tools so you can remove the links you need yourself to make it fit just right. Well adjusted to your wrist. It's clasp, double quick release, right? Stainless steel bracelets. It's common to find quick release, but double on both sides is rarer. It's already an indicator of quality, right? Which makes it easier for you to remove and put the bracelet on the watch, right? With this double quick release on the bracelets. There on leather and rubber straps, it doesn't make much difference, right? Because the material adapts more easily. But it really is a quality touch when you have this here on the bracelet. And a really cool feature of this bracelet here is the micro adjustment. You have a button here that says push. And you make fine adjustments to the bracelet on your wrist. You can get about 7 or 8 millimeters here, that fine adjustment. You make the adjustment to the link, but suddenly on a hotter day, you want to leave it a little looser. Then you just give it 1 notch, 2 notches. On this bracelet here, it adjusts nicely. Really cool, man. The quality of this stainless steel bracelet. Bracelet available in all these versions that you have here. You can buy it with the bracelet. It comes with the adjustment tool. Right. Since the straps are quick release, so you don't need a tool to change them, just the adjustment tool for the bracelet. About the bracelets, what comes with what? When you buy the 72 or the 83, and the 91 in leather, you also get the rubber strap. When you buy them with the bracelet, you also get the leather strap and the rubber strap. And the Automobilista Carbon does not come with an extra strap. You buy it either in leather or with the stainless steel bracelet. I really like these watches. They're very cool. The Automobilistas. Everything it needs to be a huge success. Of course, I wish all the best for TERRANOVA, and to all the great people, dear ones, who are entering our market. Much success. TERRANOVA is really to be congratulated for making these tributes to our motorsport past. All of this is reflected in a watch of excellent quality. The meca-quartz, right? The watch, this caliber, the VK67, it's meca-quartz. In other words, what is a meca-quartz movement? When you activate it, it stops and resets the chrono. All of that operation is mechanical. We have a quartz movement here, but the start, stop, and reset of the chrono are done mechanically. So you get the whole tactile feeling, you know, of resetting the chronograph. And besides that, we also get that faster return. Even the characteristic sound of the reset, you know, of the little seconds hand stopping, right, at the 12 o'clock position, and the lock, you know, keeping it stopped. You get that characteristic little sound. But anyway, we have this click here. I'll bring the microphone closer. You have this mechanical sound, right, of stopping and resetting. In the meca-quartz, TERRANOVA Automobilista, simply extraordinary watch. Leandro, where can I find this watch? It's already on the TERRANOVA website with the purchase link. It's here in the video description, and the price of this watch, it varies depending on the configuration. From 3,699 reais to 4,699 reais. With bracelet, that's one price. With leather, it's another, right? This version with carbon. It also has a different price compared to the others. But anyway, it will vary in that price range. 3,699 reais to 4,699 reais. Remember that you can buy these watches and pay in installments. You can. Free shipping all over Brazil. Anyway, there are some perks for you to add this watch to your collection, especially if you're passionate about motorsports like I am. I have a passion for blue, you know that very well. I'm in love with this 83 right here. Nelson Piquet, right? But honestly, the others, this shade of yellow, it's a watch for you to wear in the summer. A really fun watch, you know, that references a Brazilian Formula One team. Did you know that? Yeah, if you're from the time when Brazil had a Formula One team, Copersucar, leave it in the comments section. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Enjoy TERRANOVA Automobilista. I enjoyed it a lot. It's really hard for us to choose. You can see TERRANOVA's attention to detail in the watches, right? You can see the care and attention we put into the bracelets and straps, leather strap with deployant clasp. You make a single adjustment, then you just put it on here and you're wearing it. So man, TERRANOVA is really, I wouldn't say surprising, but they're doing a wonderful job here to make and deliver this product to us. Big hug to all of you. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I want to know, look, a driver just passed by. Look, that was a Formula One car that just went by. I want to know which one you like the most, what color you like, what story you have with Formula One, any interesting fact you'd like to share with us. Write it in the comments section and I'll read each one and reply to you. Big hug. May God always bless you more and more. Long live TERRANOVA. Check out this really cool little box I just stumbled upon. I almost forgot to mention it. Look at this awesome box. It's perfect for a gift, right? Here, the strap comes inside, man. Look, the extra strap goes in here. Really awesome, man. Congratulations, TERRANOVA, okay? Putting on a show. Big hug. God bless you. I'll see you soon. Where? In our next video. Brazil Watch Show. TERRANOVA. Confirmed presence at the Brazil Watch Show. You'll be able to check out this watch there live and in color. So August 20th, 21st, and 22nd at the WTC in. I was about to mention the setup date. Setup is on the 20th, but the Brazil Watch Show is on August 21st and 22nd at the WTC in Sao Paulo. Stop by the booth. Over there at TERRANOVA, ask for Douglas. Ask him to show you the Automobilista, the Copacabana, and the Villa Rica. The whole family will be there. Who knows? Maybe there will be some new things for the Brazil Watch Show too, right? Go check it out. Talk to him. Imagine talking directly to the owner of the brand, man. That's it, my brother, Brazil Watch Show. You get to meet the person who designed the watch and buy it directly from them. That's pretty cool, right? Brazil Watch Show, TERRANOVA, appearance confirmed August 21st and 22nd. The ticket link is in the video description. See you there. Big hug. I've talked enough. Time for water. God bless you all. Cheers. We're in this together. Thanks.